Yesterday, the UN marked the International Day of Remembrance for Victims of Terror. However, if you walked around the UN's exhibit, you would not have found a single tribute to an Israeli victim. Apparently, someone forgot what happened on October 7th. How morally bankrupt can this organization be to ignore Israeli victims just 10 months after one of the largest and most horrific terror attacks in history, to pretend they never existed? It has been 320 days since the slaughter, and what have we heard from the UN so far? Silence. Silence. No condemnation of Hamas, no recognition of the atrocities committed. As the UN has chosen to ignore the October 7th massacre and its victims, I will give the Security Council today the opportunity to finally condemn the cold-blooded slaughter of over 1,000 innocent lives, not only Israelis, and the abduction of hundreds more in an act of pure terror. I don't have too many expectations today. The UN has made itself very clear. Its Day of Remembrance does not apply to Israeli victims of terror, and they, unfortunately, do not care for Israeli victims. Thank you.
You think the relationship between the UN and Israel must be improved, and if so, what are you going to do on your side, not on the US side, on your side?
Well, as you know, I'm familiar with the halls and the corridors of this building. It's my second term. I served here for 5 long years. And I think the UN must change. I believe in working with the UN. I was elected to be Vice President of the General Assembly. I chaired the 6th Committee for a year. But I cannot accept the fact that after the atrocities of October 7th, we haven't heard a condemnation from the Security Council, from the General Assembly. This institution was built after the Holocaust in order to prevent what we saw on October 7th. And after what happened in Israel, for this building to be silent, it's unacceptable.
Are you going to allow a ceasefire for the 7 days to allow a vaccination campaign to stop polio from spreading among the children in Gaza?
Well, let's first talk about the ceasefire. We had a ceasefire until October 7th. Hamas broke that ceasefire and raided our communities. We can have a ceasefire immediately once the hostages are coming back. Now, regarding to the polio vaccines, let's speak about the facts. 95 to 98% of the population in Gaza are vaccinated already. We are working with WHO and UNICEF, by the way, not with UNRWA in Gaza, but with WHO and UNICEF in order to start another campaign of vaccinations. And we will cooperate with everybody in order to ease the situation for the Palestinian people who are suffering from the Hamas occupation. The future for Gaza will begin when Hamas will be eradicated. It's on the way. It's happening. Once Hamas will be eradicated, we can start speak about reconstruction and building a future for the people of Gaza. Thank you.
When will Hamas be eradicated? It's 10 months into the war.
Well, if I would have asked you when the Nazis will be eradicated, it also took some time. But so I think we accomplished a lot in the last 10 months. We will continue until they will have no capability to threaten our communities. And I think it is about time for the international community to realize that they should support Israel's efforts to destroy Hamas for the sake not only of Israelis, but for the sake of the Palestinians as well. Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest content. Until next time, stay informed and inspired. This is Dejobnik signing off.